So we're here, the crown jewel of the Marriott Vacation Club system in Florida, where everyone wants to be and be seen. It's Marriott's Crystal Shores. We'll give you our review, what we liked, what we didn't, coming right up. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and before we get started here, going around and taking a look at Marriott's Crystal Shores here on Marco Island, I just want to let you know that on this channel, I like to share some of my best tips, strategies, and advice on how to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. So if that sounds like what you're looking for, be sure to subscribe down below and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. Okay, so for our first like here at Marriott's Crystal Shores, it simply just has to be the overall resort-like feel. When you're here, it feels like you're at a major resort, which I guess you are, but it just doesn't feel like you're at a timeshare. A lot of Marriott Vacation Club properties we go to, you know, they just kind of have that timeshare feel to them. This one doesn't have that at all. You have magnificent pools, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, it is a fantastic resort with the most non-timeshare-like feel. It feels like you could be in Hawaii, Miami, Mexico. Has a great resort-like feel to it, and it doesn't even feel like you're at a timeshare. Okay, so number two is going to be simply, we touched on this, the pools. This resort, it's not that big of a resort really, and it has three magnificent pools. You have the upper and lower Cascade pools, and the lower one actually also has a zero entry. Then there's also, I believe they call it the Grotto pool with the water slide. It's a pretty noisy pool, a lot of kids in there. It also has a zero entry as well, so that is a fantastic thing here at Marriott's Crystal Shores, is the pools. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of seating area around the pools. We never had a problem getting a lounge chair by the pool either. So fantastic pools here. Just one of the other things that we love about Marriott's Crystal Shores. But while you're at the pool, be careful. They have a lot of rules in their pools. Literally 2 boards of rules, 18 different rules. But they probably would have had one less if they didn't repeat number 10 there, which is no swimming allowed during severe weather. And number 18, no swimming during inclement weather. Like, I don't know who put these rules together, but they don't need to repeat them, and there's a lot of them. Okay, so I'm just up here, right outside of stilts at the moment, to talk about number 3, and that is just simply the number of seating areas. For a resort this size, I'm actually quite surprised and quite pleased at the number of areas where you can just kind of sit and relax and lounge around. I actually touched on this at Marriott's Oceana Palms as well. They have a lot of them, but this place has so many seating areas, I can't even count them all. There's a ton up around the lobby, in front of the egret building up there as well. And there's a ton kind of along the side here, over near stilts. And then also, underneath the Osprey building, there's a large seating area there as well. So many areas for seating around this resort, and it's almost like there's never anybody actually sitting in them, so you'll never have a problem getting a place to sit. If you're not wanting to be at the pool and you're just kind of wanting to relax, they have these large, cushy chairs, great cushions. I'm actually sitting in one right now. They're super comfortable. It's just one of the great things we love about Marriott's Crystal Shores. Okay, let's move on to number 4, and I'm actually here right now. You can see beach chairs and beach loungers and beach umbrellas behind me. And number 4 is obviously the beach. The beach here in Marco Island is magnificent. Very wide, white sand. I wouldn't say it's real soft sand. There's a lot of broken shells and whatnot, but a beautiful beach here. Beach chairs available for rent. And if you want to see another video, just talking specifically about the beach, the cost of those beach chairs, check this one out right up here, and I go into more detail about the beach in that video. You can also see the Osprey Tower behind me from Crystal Shores. This is just a beautiful beach, and definitely one of the things we love about this resort. Okay, so now we're in the basement to talk about number 5. Well, it's not really the basement, it's actually the covered parking. Now this is something I'm probably going to actually list as a like. Every time there's covered parking, it's going to be on that list. Yeah, it's just great 2 levels of covered parking here at Marriott's Crystal Shores. You just essentially drive in, park. Well, when we're here at least, there's always lots of parking spaces that are free. So we never really have any trouble finding a parking space here at Crystal Shores in the covered parking. Now, if you're a little bit too big for some of these spaces, they do have some uncovered outdoor parking as well. Not very much, just a little bit. And also some kind of carports out there too. So if you want to park outside, but you kind of wanted to pull in still undercover, you could. But that is one of the great things here at Crystal Shores is the covered parking. Okay, so now I've come to number 6, our 6th like here at Marriott's Crystal Shores, and I figured what better of a place to kind of take a look at this than up here on the 11th floor of the Egret building facing what is east. So you have a beautiful view of the island behind me, but that is actually not what number 6 is. Number 6 is actually that there is plenty of things to do, restaurants to go to, and shopping within walking distance. You have a beach shop essentially right across the street, a number of restaurants as well, Marco Prime, Pinchers, the JW Marriott is actually just up the street a little ways as well, definitely within walking distance. Apparently I've heard they have a great steakhouse there. We didn't go to it, but yeah, plenty of things to see, do, and places to dine within easy walking distance of this beautiful resort. Okay, now I'm out here on what is to be number 7, our 7th like about Marriott's Crystal Shores here on Marco Island, and that just has to be the fantastic villa balconies. You really can't argue that these are some of the top balconies within the Marriott Vacation Club system. Have 2 large lounge chairs, extremely large balcony, and ours being in the Osprey Gulf Front Tower on a corner, it actually wraps around the other side. Now, they don't all do that, obviously. There is a center stack as well. And the new towers, the Egret Tower, those also look like they're fantastic balconies. Definitely some of the largest. They open up really wide into the inside of your villa. Huge patio doors. We even have 2 balconies because the second bedroom even has a little small balcony as well. So that is number 7, the fantastic balconies that they have here at Crystal Shores. Okay, let's move on to number 8, and kind of builds off of the balcony, but you don't need to have a Gulf front view to enjoy the beautiful sunsets here as the sun sets in the evening over the Gulf of Mexico. Now this week we actually had a lot of afternoon and evening rainstorms, so we only got maybe 1 or 2 days where we had somewhat of a decent sunset, but even still, these sunsets here are magnificent, and if you enjoy better weather during your stay, you will certainly have great sunsets to see out there over the Gulf of Mexico. Even if you do not have a Gulf front balcony, views from some of the other balconies are pretty good, or even head down to Stilts for dinner at sunset, or go to the best view of them all right out there on the beach here in Marco Island. Truly fantastic. You can't go wrong. You can't complain about the sunsets here from Crystal Shores. So normally I would actually go inside the villa to talk about the things that we like about the villa, but I thought I would actually just stay out here on the balcony and enjoy this beautiful view. But up next is number 9, and that just has to be the villas. I mean, you cannot argue with how fantastic these villas are. Definitely a unique layout, huge living room, dining room, and kitchen area, an extremely large island in that kitchen. Now it does have kind of a little bit of an annoyance, and I didn't add this to my dislikes, but on the island there's like 2 lamps kind of stuck on the island, mainly because there's no overhead lighting here either. But the villas are magnificent. We have a split floor plan where the bedrooms are on each side of the villa with the main living area in between. Some of the villas are set up a little differently where the bedrooms are together. But yeah, that is one of the fantastic things. These villas are great. Okay, and last but not least is number 10, and that is dual zone air conditioning inside the villa. This is really almost unheard of at a Marriott timeshare property where you have dedicated units. So dedicated 2 bedrooms usually only have kind of 1 AC control, 1 thermostat. But here at Crystal Shores, you have 2. So it definitely is great. You can, if you're traveling with maybe a couple of couples, you can set the AC how you like it and stay perfectly comfortable. And it actually provides some extra power for the AC inside the villa. Just definitely great AC in there, and great having dual zone air conditioning. Okay, I'm now back outside to talk about the dislikes here at Crystal Shores. But before I do, just want to let you know, if you're liking this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, if you could share this video, it is definitely very helpful. Helps out these videos, helps out the channel Destination Timeshare. So feel free to share and definitely give it a like down below. Okay, so really, one of the only maybe 2 dislikes out and around the resort. The first one is simply, it's kind of a maze. You almost feel like a little hamster running around in one of those little mazes that maybe you did as a science fair project. But yeah, it's a little bit complicated to navigate, a little bit, takes a little bit of time to, I guess, get used to. If you're at the upper pool and you have some mobility issues, you literally have to go up one elevator, over and back down another elevator to get to the lower Cascades pool. So this is kind of one of the drawbacks here. And if you're in the Osprey Tower, which is behind me here, it does take 2 elevators to get from the parking lot, the parking garage, that wonderful covered parking, to your villa if you're above the 2nd floor. So that is just kind of one of the drawbacks here. Is it's a bit of a maze of elevators, walking paths, just to kind of get around this, what is actually a beautiful resort. Okay, so as I'm heading up towards the lobby, I'm going to talk about the number 2 dislike here, and that just simply has to be the small marketplace. I mean, the marketplaces are pretty lacking anyway at most resorts, but this one even more so. It's very tiny. It's essentially a marketplace express, and it just does not have a very big selection of anything. They do have some caps, but they're actually for Stilts Bar and Grill. No Marriott Vacation Club caps. So that was a little bit disappointing. I was hoping they would, maybe I'd luck out and get one that said Crystal Shores on it, but that is not to be. But they did have some Stilts ones, but they were all pink, so I didn't get one. But yeah, that is just one of the drawbacks here. They do have a couple of restaurants. Stilts, which does have a beautiful view of the Gulf of Mexico. Great place to go for some sunsets. And also, I think it's called Pizza Cucina, just kind of a little snack bar. They do sell fresh flatbread pizzas, I believe, and also just a regular bar. You can go in there, get drinks, get beer, whatever. But yeah, the marketplace here is definitely a disappointment. Okay, so we're now here back in our villa to talk about the things we dislike about these villas. There's a few things. As fantastic as they are, they're not perfect. And the first one just simply has to be the lack of storage in the bedrooms. Now, this is actually something that's pretty important to us. We like to unpack, put all of our clothes into the dressers or chests of drawers, and these ones here are pretty lacking. They look pretty big, the drawers look pretty big, but when you open them up, you can only get a couple of shirts, a couple of pants, a couple of shorts in each one. So it's a good thing there's a lot of drawers, because you'll pretty much be filling them all. Both of them, both bedrooms, kind of have a lack of storage. They could have put in a better selection or picked a better chest of drawer or dresser here for these villas. All right, still in the bedroom here. The 4th thing that we dislike about these villas is, at least in the Osprey Tower, the older original section here, is simply that they do not have ceiling fans in these villas. So we like to, when we go to bed at night, we like to turn on the ceiling fan, and just helps you sleep a little bit better, at least for us. But these lack pretty much any overhead lighting throughout the villa, and no ceiling fans either. So that is a bit of a disappointment to not have ceiling fans in the villas. All right, now on to the 5th thing that we dislike about Marriott Crystal Shores. These have to be some of the hardest beds that we have ever slept on at a Marriott Vacation Club property. Some of the beds are pretty firm, but these ones seem to top them all off. We actually had to go and buy a mattress topper, one of those, memory foam things, to put on top of the bed in order to be able to sleep on it. I don't know what they're thinking. I guess bedding, is kind of one of those subjective things. Some people like a hard bed, some people like a soft bed, and we like soft beds. But yeah, that's kind of one of the drawbacks for us, is these beds seem to be extremely hard. So if you're sensitive to a hard bed, you might need to figure something out. Maybe go to Walmart, somewhere like that, buy one of those memory foam or foam toppers for the bedding. But yeah, that's one of the things that we dislike here, those hard beds at Marriott's Crystal Shores. Okay, so I'm standing in front of what is probably one of our other dislikes, the last dislike that we really have here, and that is the grotto pool, standing just outside of our villa. And the reason we dislike this is we're fairly low. We're on the 4th floor here in the Osprey Tower. Those are the original towers, and this pool out here is kind of in what is a echo chamber. So all day long, day and even into the evening, it gets pretty loud out here, and it seems to echo up and into our villa, even through the door. The doors obviously are not very soundproof, so it can be pretty loud. You hear lots of kids screaming, so I guess that's a good thing. Kids are having fun. Just one of the drawbacks of at least these lower floors here in Osprey. You wouldn't have that problem likely up in the Egret Tower, or even in the higher floors, maybe 6th, 7th floor and above here, because you wouldn't have that kind of echo into your villa. But yeah, that's just one of those disappointing things. Try and ask for a higher floor, or book something maybe in one of the pool view rooms over in Egret. The noise from that grotto pool here, when the kids are out having fun on that water slide, it can get pretty noisy in the villa. Okay, so there you have it, the 10 things that we love about Marriott's Crystal Shores, and just some of the others that we don't like so much. Have you been to Marriott's Crystal Shores? What do you think of my list? Do you have any others you want to add? Leave those in the comments below. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos about timeshare, check out the What to Watch Next section in the description box below. And for another video about Marriott's Crystal Shores, check out this one right up here. And YouTube, they think you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, the best destination is always a timeshare.